Okay, so today we're going to be creating some custom neutral colors. So think of like skin tones. We're going to be eventually painting a caribou. So we're going to need different shades of browns and all that. So that's why we're going to do a little practice today. And you'll notice my practice sheet with this one I kind of did a rainbow. This one I did dashes. So it really doesn't matter what picture you're creating as long as you're practicing mixing colors. And I have like 2, 4, 6, 8 different mixes here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and that one. So 5 or more depending on which one you're kind of doing. Okay, and then we're going to be working on art technique workbook on page 18, and we're going to do some color mixing here. If you want to do the practice page on 17, or if this page is on a different one, you can do a different practice, but 18 is the most important page to practice. Okay, so I'm going to start with my neutral colors page, and I'm going to write my name, Mrs. K, and a 3 on here, and turn it over. I'm going to collect a dog dish, and this is great because we have our water on one side and our sponge on the other for drying. And then you'll need your own brush, and then paints. We're going to do something a little different now. We're going to use this little tray. I'll have your paint colors here on a paper towel. So at the end of class, you'll just toss the paper towel and we'll reuse the tray. Okay? So first thing I want to do is some neutral colors. I'm going to kind of put this here so you can kind of see how I'm mixing. So I have red and blue on here right now, but right now for the mixing, you're just going to use the white, the yellow, the brown, and the black. And you can have some of them that are like brown like this, solid brown. You can take brown, a little bit of yellow. See how that changes it. You could have brown a little more yellow or a little white to it as well and change that as well. Then maybe I'm going to clean out my brush a little bit. Remember, we're not splattering, we're just swirling it around, drying it off here, not jabbing, just drying it. Maybe I'll use brown and maybe a little bit of black. I will tell you with black, it's a very strong shade, so you don't need much, and it's going to change it pretty drastically. Then you could be like, okay, let's see what a little bit more black looks like to that brown. It's going to change it really drastic, okay? Then maybe I'm going to take that one, mix that white to it. Didn't do a whole lot. White's pretty weak. So usually when I add black, that's when I know I'm going to clean out my brush again. So then I can take my brown. Maybe I'm going to have a little bit of white this time to my brown to make it kind of a tan color. I can add a little more white to it, okay? And make it really light. Okay, so just kind of have fun mixing different neutrals like this. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put it on the counter to dry. And then you're going to get your workbook and turn to page 18. And this basically talks you through it. So it says red plus blue, so these are all primaries, equals violet, okay? So you can just take your brush, you want to clean it out. If this water's really, really dirty, you can rinse it and get more. So I can take my red here, paint like a red dot. I know I need another red dot there, okay? Then I'm going to clean it out. Then I'm going to go to blue, a little blue dot, okay? Then this time I'm going to take a little bit of blue, put it on there, a little bit of, see, I meant to get red. A little bit of red and mix it. And blue and red makes a violet. So if you have more red, it's going to be more raspberry. If you have more blue, it may look a little more plum. I like that color. It's a very pretty violet. And I'm going to clean out my brush. Dry it off. The next one's yellow. So I'm going to take yellow and yellow here. And this next one, I'm going to take yellow, a little bit of blue, mix it to create a green. And notice I'm not mixing like this whole thing. I mean, I'm just dipping my brush in just the tip because you're not the only one using it. And then we have yellow and red. Mix it up. Notice I'm just mixing in a little itty bitty space. That's not really changed that much. I'm fine with it here, but if that bothers you, you just dip your brush in a little more yellow, and that yellow will lighten it a little bit more, okay? But yellow's a pretty weak color, okay? Then I go to this next section, and just like I did before, if you want to paint a white, a blue, a black, a blue, you can, or you can just go straight to mixing. So this top one is a tint. So tints are when you add white to something and it's going to lighten it up. So white plus blue. So a little helpful hint, I like to use a little bit of white and even less blue. Okay, because blue will change that color significantly. And then you get a light blue here. Okay, then the next one is blue plus black. So black is a shade, so that's going to darken the color really fast. So this time, it's just the opposite. I'm going to have mostly blue and barely put any black on my brush. Mix that up. And then you get your shade right here. Okay? So when you're finished with this, you're going to leave it open and set it right by your other paper. So this will be practice today, and then next week we'll start the final project.